Hello, I'm Hwang Young-gi, Director of the International Agricultural Cooperation Division of Epis from Korea. First of all, I'd like to thank all participants who take part in this training and also to express my deep gratitude to NIA officials for allowing me to present the topic today. Let's start the presentation now about the diffusion policy of smart farm in developing countries. This chapter aims to examine the current status of Korea's International Agricultural Cooperation, introduce why smart farm projects are needed in developing countries, and then we'll share the progress and status of smart farm ODA and cooperation cases for developing countries of Epis. Lastly, we'd like to introduce a project linkage plan that can be linked to procedure, demonstration, and construction project for Smart Farm ODA project for developing countries. The chapter objectives are as follows. Participants will be able to build an understanding of definition of the smart farm and the necessity for smart farming ODA in developing countries. And you are able to develop an understanding of the project by the achievement of smart farm ODA in the Philippines. Finally, you have to make understanding about the smart farm ODA project, procedure, and proposing the concept of the project for developing countries who are interested in. The chapter objectives are as follows. This is the background of Korea's ODA in agriculture. After liberation and Korea War in 1940s, Korea was one of the poorest countries in the world. Since then, until 1990, approximately $12 billion was supported to Korea in aid. However, it was excluded from the list of World Bank recipient countries in 1995 and then OECD DAC recipient countries in 2002. In particular, Korea joined the OECD DAC as for the donor countries to provide $1.1 billion in aid. And as for the 2020, the size of the ODA budget was expanded to $2.9 billion, transforming it into a country that receives aid for the first time in 20 years. Korea's agricultural ODA aims to transfer Korea's successful experience and knowledge for agricultural development to developing countries for improving agricultural income and sustainable agricultural development of developing countries, and creating a friendly relationship between nations. ODA budget in the agriculture sector is gradually increasing every year. So why smart farm is a hot issue among other issues in agriculture? According to the United Nations World Population Forecast, the population is now going to be 9.8 billion by 2050, and in this response, the expert said that the food production should be increased by 70%. Look at the rise in temperature. DNV in the Energy Expert Organization in Norway expect that the global temperature is likely to rise to 2.3 degrees by 2100. However, increase of food production is not easy because of water shortage, climate change, lack of arable land, crop disease, and aging farmers. How can we overcome? Agriculture intelligence, precision agriculture is able to be answered. Reflecting this situation, Korea government established the third comprehensive plan for international development cooperation between 2021 to 2025, and established the Digital New Deal ODA plan and strategy for science and ICT. Korean government would like to expand the volume of the ODA to developing countries through training innovation capacities, including smart farm. Then why do developing countries need smart farms? Smart farm is a farm that apply of IoT, big data, and other ICT applications to autonomously control optimal crop environment. It makes a change of the status as activating control system into appropriate conditions for crop cultivation, according to the analysis result from the temperature, humidity, carbon dioxide, and the soil of crops through IoT. This enables precision agriculture and environmental control, resulting in equal quality and high productivity. Smart farm allows reduction of using of fertilizer, water, and energy input while improving high quality yields. It enables farmers to overcome the limitations such as declining farmer population, aging society, and small-scale farming, and to raise agricultural competitiveness. And now I will introduce Epis briefly. Epis was established in 2012 through the integration of three institutions to efficiently promote the development of agricultural human resources, informatization, value of rural culture, and capacity of agricultural management, and support international trade cooperation. Epis has expertise in ICT in agriculture and capacity building for existing and potential farmers. Please look at the main functions. We promote informatization in agriculture and food industries, promote culture and value spread in agricultural and rural areas. Also, we foster human resources and provide safe information on agricultural products. This function applies to the International Cooperation Unit. We provide information about trade policies in agriculture, rural, and food industries. Moreover, we pursue international cooperation. These are examples of the Smart Farm ODA projects Epis is conducting. Epis has been conducting a Smart Farm pilot project to enhance productivity and produce high-value crops by transferring smart agriculture technology in northern Philippines since 2018. Based on this, we are doing Smart Farm diffusion project in the central and southern Philippines. The first case is the Philippine Tomato Smart Greenhouse Project. The title is Enhancing Productivity and Producing High-Quality Tomato Through Smart Greenhouse. The period of this project is for 4 years from 2018 to 2021, and Epis is doing this project, one of the Public-Private Partnership PPP ODA of the KOICA, Epis and private investors to enhancing productivity and quality of tomato in the Philippines. The main 4 components are establishing smart greenhouse and operating system, and enhancing distribution system and value-added branding. Farmers' capacity development on greenhouse operation, and then promoting sustainable agriculture environment for farmers. This project is a model that enables smart farms to spread and operate independently by enhancing the capacities of the local farmers, increasing production of high-quality tomatoes, linking markets to consumption area where high income can be generated, and expanding the smart farm to local cooperatives and farmers for increased farmers' income. First, we'll enhance the capabilities of farmers by organizing farmers' households and educate them by local or invitation training, and supports the increase in production of high-quality tomatoes by modernizing production through smart farm, and consulting on cultivation under the Korea Institute of Agriculture and Technology. Then it will develop co-brand in order to establish brand competitiveness and then leak to the market, which will increase market sales and farmers' income. Additionally, it will develop sustainable diffusion model to support farmers financially and technologically through support program, so-called the HVCDP and Joint Venture Fund. It will lessen the initial barriers for farmers by enable them to adopt their own smart greenhouse with little initial investment. In the first year, it has been established 19 greenhouses in Baguio BPI, and in the second year, it has been established 10 intercontinental greenhouses for education and production in Tanay. And we has been established 6 operation software for greenhouse data management, farming and operation, and sales management. Next project components is high quality tomato production and branding building for market sales increase. And we wanted to create high value added tomato and expand our market by developing core brand linked to GAP, organic, and by connecting to local distribution channels such as hotel, restaurant, and supermarkets, and participated in the K-Sweeto promotion through the food exhibition for branding competitiveness and sustainable market sales increase. This is one of the project components for enhancing capacity building on greenhouse via education and consulting. In order to establish sustainable environment for greenhouse operation, we try to enhance farmers' capacity building on smart greenhouse through education and consulting. We carried out 2 weeks intensive education, 6 months the practical training and consulting and invitation workshop for farmers and officials. This is the progress of the Smart Farm ODA project in Epis. The training greenhouse was built on the scale of 3,406 square meters in Baguio BPI in 2018 and 4,281 square meters in Tanay in 2019. Since its establishment, 10 people has been provided with invitational training in Korea every year for 2 years. Short-term education was conducted for more than 20 people a year for the purpose of understanding crop cultivation, and long-term education was conducted for more than 16 people in 2 regions for 2018 and to 2021. Each farm can produce and distribute from 6 to 10 square meter per kilogram through nutritious food after education. We've made major achievements based on those efforts. We changed the awareness and enhanced brand image of K-Sweeto by differentiated packings and produce colors. We signed MOUs with 4 local distribution companies doing business mainly through Manila on the opening day and all the produced tomato have been selling through the companies. The first is productivity. Through the Koika tomato production ODA project, production has increased by more than 600% compared to the existing soil cultivation. The second is market sales. Through the participants in Manila-based major fairs and events, tomatoes signed a contract to sell 1 ton per week through the continuously local market sales. We've extended the new opportunities and market about smart agriculture, not only the Korea exporting companies, but also for both countries. The second case is the Smart Farm project in the southern and the central Philippines. The title is Establishing Smart Greenhouse and Human Capacity Building with Appropriate Technology for High-Value Crops in the Philippines. The period of this project is for 4 years from 2020 to 2023, and Epis is doing this project as one of the ODA in Mafra to enhancing productivity and quality of the high-value crops like tomato and strawberry by transferring smart agriculture technology in the Philippines. The main 3 components are establishing smart greenhouse and operating system, enhancing distribution system, and value-added branding, and then farmers' capacity buildings on greenhouse operation. This is the Smart Farm project in the southern part of the Philippines. Business consultation began in September 2020, and in November, a Memorandum of Agriculture Agreement (MOA) and the record of discussion (ROD) was signed, and the project began. The groundbreaking ceremony was held to strengthen the capacity and then to build smart greenhouse in Mindanao. Currently, we are establishing greenhouse with the aim of completing the facilities at the end of this year. The map is the current status of countries and regions subject to Smart Farm ODA project conducted by Epis. We are working on 5 projects in 4 countries in 2021. We are planning to implement 11 projects in 9 countries by 2023. The red line means the ongoing project countries and regions, and green line is a newly promoted partner country from 2022. Blue is the status of the prospective countries that have been preparing for 2023 years of initiation. We are strengthening our cooperative network with the international organizations. In order to achieve UN SDGs in the international community, we are promoting seminars and research related to smart agriculture together with World Bank, UNDP, and FAO. For better production and environment, we have promoted the Korea Smart Farm ODA project in developing countries where there is demand. We suggested a better plan through online training and technology transfer using SNS. Through this, it operated the World Bank, Digital Agriculture World Workshop, and Korea Week, and through the ODA workshop, we could check the introduction of Korea smart farms and the demand for smart farm ODA. In particular, through online consulting, training, and video equipment provision in the COVID-19 environment, we got praise as a game changer from developing countries. In this chapter, I will explain the project implementation procedure. Most projects are conducted through a preliminary demand survey and the confirmation by the recipient countries and the intention of the project. We review and screening projects by the submitted proposal of a concept paper, and then we conduct a feasibility study on the project that has passed the deliberation and finally confirmed. What important is that we need to deliver the project implement willingness to Korea, especially MAFRA, 2 years in advance before starting year of the project. It is a prerequisite where the recipient country formally subjected the LOI with the PCP related to the new project to Korea Embassy through the authorities for grant or not. If you want to make a cooperation the new ODA project with the Korean government by ODA Act, we require certain procedure to implement our cooperative project. For example, if you want to carry out the 2024 project, you must follow the procedures. First, you need to submit LOI, official letter from the Ministry of Agriculture or other ministries for this project until early August 2022. Second, you need to submit project concept paper describing the current status, goals, and activities of the new project until early August 2022. We can be modified later. Third, you need to deliver official signature letter from the agency in charge of free ed or Ministry of the Strategy and Investment until December 2022. The official request for an official signature letter from the Ministry of Planning and Investment attached to the PCP and the agency in charge of free ed must be submitted to the MAFRA and Epis through the Korea Embassy until December 2022. It is important to obtain support from the Ministry of Strategic Investment and the agent in charge of free ed because it is a key requirement of the Korea Ministry of Finance Economy. The procedure is different from each ministry in both countries, so you need to check it later. Next is the implementation plan of the Smart Farm ODA project. We have been supporting agricultural innovation in developing countries using ICT, such as modernizing of production in agriculture, rural development by information and communication technology, and advancement of agricultural administration. ODA projects in agricultural are carrying out for the purpose of improving productivity, is responding to climate change, and improving income, or so on. On the purpose of this, we support to establish a Korean-style smart farms with appropriate technology considering the climate and the economic condition of each country, and train enhancing capacity building for transferring smart farm technology. These project periods are approximately 4 to 5 years. Lastly, in order to carry out the smart farm projects, we need to consider what the purpose of the business is, where to put the priority. There are the examples such as productivity, environment improvement, quality of life improvement, and stability pursued. The second is to select the type. There are various types such as environmental control of greenhouse, intelligent livestock, and smart orchard. Finally, in order to successfully carry out the project, it is necessary to select the target site and conduct through the feasibility study on the target site and around. The research is needed to include infrastructure research such as water condition, electronic condition, weather conditions, as well as prepared crops and the situation distribution also. I'd like to conclude my presentation. Epis would like to co-work with you and implement a smart agriculture ODA project such as Smart Farm. Feel free to contact me in the email. Thank you for listening.